Hey guys, I'm not going to wait for people to jump in, so I'm going to just get this out in the open and knock it out so that I can start heading home. Wanted to give a quick update on where we are with constitutional carry. I'm getting ready to leave the Capitol and had some meetings with several representatives, including the Chief of Staff at Bonnen's office, at Speaker Bonnen's office. So here's the deal. I was told by Chairman Narvaez, Pancho Narvaez, that we were going to get a hearing on constitutional carry on, excuse me, let me put my computer bag down, on the 27th. That was the day that I was told, that was the day Representative Stickland was told, and so we were counting on the 27th, which it was later than we would have liked, but it was early enough that we were going to get a vote in a good enough time. And so what it looks like right now is, because the bill was scheduled for a hearing on the same day. Come on in if you want. Oh yeah, there you go. Because the bill was scheduled on the same day as the budget hearing, that's an all-day event. And because that's an all-day event, a lot of the committee chairs had to cancel all their other bills because representatives are not going to. You want me to flip that around so you can see? There you go. You can turn the gun around there, or the camera. So because day, that's all that the representatives hear is budget issues. All the other bills that were scheduled are pretty much getting canceled. Now, did Narvaez do that on purpose? Did he schedule the hearing of constitutional carry on the same day as the budget hearing? I tend to think yes, just knowing who or how pro-gun, so to speak, Narvaez is. But regardless, that's why the hearing got canceled. The problem is getting it rescheduled. It's definitely, we can't get it rescheduled for Thursday because the budget hearing is probably going to go late into the night, early into the next morning, Thursday morning, and a lot of chairmen are probably not going to subject their staff and each other to having to come in early on a Thursday to hear the bill. So the earliest it would have to be heard would be that Monday, Tuesday, or following Wednesday, because it's got to be heard. Was it the 4th? Was the drop dead, or the 2nd?
3rd or the 4th to make the
3rd or the 4th. And it just doesn't look like that's going to happen, which essentially means that constitutional carry is dead. Now, this isn't Narvaez's fault. Yes, he's the chairman. Yes, he's the one that scheduled and canceled the hearing. But did anyone in their right mind think that Narvaez is pro-gun? No. We knew the moment that he was set as the chairman of the committee that we were screwed. So we don't have any illusions that we were going to have this pro-gun thing going on. The person that bears the blame for this is Speaker Bonnen. Speaker Bonnen put Pancho Narvaez in charge of the committee that hears all the gun bills. So this is his fault. What we need you to do is keep up the pressure. I need you to call the Speaker's office. It's a little late now, but you can leave a message or you can call tomorrow. But the number is 512-463-1000. 512-463-1000. And I'll put that also in the video description below. But I need you to call Bonnen's office, politely but firmly let them know that you demand a hearing on constitutional carry and that you demand a vote on constitutional carry. We've got to get this out of committee. And we have gone in the last 6 years, the number of constitutional carry states, from 5 to 16. 17 if you count states like Montana. And there's no reason why we can't do that here in Texas. Instead of worrying about, and this goes out to our lieutenant governor and our governor and our speaker, instead of worrying about what age people should be to buy cigarettes, whether you're an 18-year-old or a 21-year-old, let's worry about liberty and constitutional freedoms like gun rights, the civil rights issue of our lives, the defense of ourselves, the defense of our states, the defense of each other. So call Speaker Bonnen's office, tell him you will not stand for constitutional carry being buried in committee because he chose an anti-gun chairman. And let me tell you, I actually had somewhat of a discussion about this, and I don't know if they're just blowing smoke or if they're naive, but they're trying to tell me that Pancho Narvaez is not as anti-gun as I'm saying he is. Folks, just go look at his voting record. The guy's about as anti-gun as you can get. There is no worse. The speaker's number, Speaker Bonnen, 512-463-1000. The bill is not completely dead. So if you're a Fortnite nerd out there, I've got a great sort of relative description of what I'm talking about here. So, you know, in some of these first shooter games, you know, you shoot somebody, they go to their knees or they fall on the ground. and they roll around or they'll crawl around until someone comes and helps them and revives them. That's where 357 is. It's not completely dead yet, but once again, sorry about that.
Let me flip it around.
Okay.
Hey y'all, I'm flipping around, okay.
Thanks, AJ. So we got Lone Star Gun Rights here too. And so give Speaker Bonnen a call. Tell him he needs to revive HB 357. Demand a hearing. Again, be cordial, be respectful. Don't call and make threats. Don't use profanity. But call him and let him know that this is something that's important to you. 512-463-1000. 512-463-1000. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, let me flip it around.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just to chime in with everything CJ's saying, everything's spot on, 100%. The feeling and the feedback that we've got just in the past 2 days of the phone lines being lit up is that it's making an impact. They are getting nervous about everybody calling in, making these phone calls. It is shutting down their phone lines. If you've called previously, call again. Ask for, you want an answer, you want a checkup. Be polite, but be firm and keep calling. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. They are starting to feel the pressure. They think that we're going to back off, and we don't need to back off. We need to continually apply pressure until they stand up for priorities. Priorities matter here in the state, and for far too long, the priority of passing constitutional carry has been ignored and pushed to the side, and we demand it have its vote. All we want is a vote. That's it.
Yeah, a fair hearing and a vote, which is exactly what Pancho Navarez told me to my face in the committee room. If they don't think, like in 2013, when we made this an issue, when people showed up, when people called, when they emailed, if we don't make this an issue, constitutional carry will not happen. You need to call. You need to call your neighbors. Have your neighbors call. Call your friends. If they live in Texas, have them call. 512-463-1000. Call Speaker Bonnen. Also, call your representative. If your representative is not a co-sponsor or a co-author, we're not going around looking for them anymore, but we'll still take them. So tell your representative to sign on as a co-author so that Speaker Bonnen not only sees the public pressure, but also sees the legislative pressure. Let your representatives know that you will hold them accountable on this vote, because, when you're making a priority of raising the limit on smoking from 18 to 21 and not on a constitutional liberty like the right to keep and bear arms in self-defense and defense of others, we have an issue here. And you know what? I'm going to say this as well. If we don't get constitutional carry, I'm going back to carry my rifle everywhere. If I can't carry my pistol without a license, although I can, the Constitution says so, I will go back to carrying my rifle everywhere without a license, just to prove that point. And if they don't like it, then we'll have a special session to fix it, or we're going to get it past this session. And so that's what I recommend everyone else does. But let's wait on that part right now. Again, it's not dead. It's just on life support now. But the only way we're going to get it off life support is if you call and you email and you actually, even better, walk your happy ass down here to the Capitol if you can, or walk your happy ass to your legislator's office and tell him to pressure the speaker as well. But call 512-463-1000.
Yeah, he knows that number. He's been calling. I've been calling. Y'all need to be calling at least once a day until we get some kind of set in stone date for a hearing and a commitment to a vote. We have to have a vote, y'all.
And you know what? Have your kids call. If you've got a teenager or a young kid, they don't have problems using these kids in education bills and in all these other kinds of bills. Have your kids call and say, look, I want a future where I can carry and I don't need the government to beg permission. So, you call, your wife or your husband call, your daughter, your son, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your uncle. If they live in Texas, call the speaker, 512-463-1000.
Even if it goes to voicemail, y'all, it's
Leave a
effective.
message.
It's very effective, and they are hearing that, and they will want the phone calls to stop. It's going to be effective. We got to keep calling. We got to apply pressure. We have to let them know that those more than 100,000 Texans that signed petitions and stuff will make a phone call as well. We'll take 2 minutes out of their day to make that phone call up here to let them know we're still watching. We're the ones that voted them in office, and come primaries, we can vote them out of office, but they need to hear from you guys, okay? They need to hear that phone ring. And for the ones that's been calling, we applaud y'all. Like you said, we're getting a lot of feedback that it's working right now, but we can't back off the pressure.
I spoke directly. I was in the speaker's office earlier today. They told me that all they did yesterday was take calls, hundreds and hundreds of phone calls, probably thousands. And then when they came in this morning, their phone lines, their voicemail was full of people making phone calls. So thank you for doing it. Keep calling, keep the pressure, make it to where no one else can talk about anything until constitutional carry is settled. Right or wrong, we need to put these people on notice.
So once again, that phone number to Speaker Dennis Bonnen's office is 512-463-1000. 512-463-1000. And at the end of this video, CJ will go back in and edit it in the description.
It'll be in the video description as well, and it'll actually be in the video title. Call Bonnen. All right. And we got a lot of guys. We got a lot of guys here, as you can see. You got AJ here. We've got we met with Gun Rights, or Gun Owners of America, the National Association for Gun Rights. We are united in this effort to get constitutional carry passed. So it's I'm glad that AJ found me over here in the plaza so that he could talk with me. But a lot of people are working really hard on this. We've been here, they've been here, we've been pounding the pavement. Now you need to pound the phone lines. All right, guys, one more time, 512-463-1000, and leave a message. You'll probably have to leave a message, but please do that, leave a message, and then call back tomorrow. And if you can, go into your local representative's office in the district and let them know as well. All right, take care, be safe.